So Candace Owens, has been fired by the Daily Wire, where she made a name for herself, and she got fired over because she dared to say that maybe we shouldn't commit a genocide, and that's wrong in Gaza, and that she actually had sympathy for the dead babies in Gaza. That was a bridge too far for Ben Shapiro and those genociding hypocritical maniacs. And now her friends. So this guy here, this is going to shock you.
Oh, right.
But this guy has a show at the Daily Wire. His name escapes me. Do you know what this guy's name is?
Michael Knowles.
That's Michael Knowles. That's who that is. And he's a Christian. And so he is the godfather to her baby. To Candace Owens' baby. Did you know that? So watch this.
Yeah, he says that in this video, yeah.
Yeah, he says that. So let's watch this video and hold on to your... Here we go.
Access to sound great. Yeah, this news just broke about, I don't know, an hour or two before the show started this morning. So Candace has parted ways with the Daily Wire. I forget how exactly they phrased it. I think Jeremy announced it on his Twitter and said the Daily Wire and Candace have ended their relationship. So I don't have some grand statement to make about that. I don't think it's my place as a host on this network to make some grand statement about it. Because this is a very personal business and a personal company, a particularly personal company, the relationships already. You know that I am a close personal friend of Candace and the godfather to her daughter. Her husband, George, is one of my best friends. And you know that I've been at the Daily Wire for a very long time.
So I'm not going to risk my job here, even though I'm godfather to her daughter and her husband's my best friend. Yep. I am not risking this, baby, because this is where my gravy train. And even though I'm a Christian and this is over Israel, here we go.
The very early days, Jeremy Boring is one of my best friends. Even Ben, I'm willing to admit in a moment of candor, is a longtime friend of mine, as are Caleb and all the other people around here. So,
what does he mean by that? Even Ben, is he just trying to be?
It's just like playful.
He's trying to be careful. He's trying to be cheeky.
Yeah, he's trying to be cheeky. I guess he's trying to be playful. This is so. I mean, look, if we ever become this cringe, I hope the audience lets us know so we can, move on to something else. I mean, what?
Let's play.
What?
This is unbelievable. There's a little bit more to this. Let me play it, and then I'll bring you in.
So tortured. Yeah.
Always unfortunate when people go their separate ways, and that's life, I suppose. But that's really all I have to say about it. I don't. If you were hoping for some grand, epic speech on the future of
you're
media
not the guy.
And the industry, I don't really have that. And if you were looking for juicy gossip and tea spilling, not only would I be unwilling to divulge any of that, but I don't really have any to give you. That's basically my view on it. And someone mentioned Candace.
So basically, there's a competition to see who can take the longest to basically say, yeah, we're friends at work, but I'm not going to rock the boat I live on. And Michael Knowles is in the lead so far.
Yeah.
That was to me, that's stunning. The godfather to her kid, best friend to her husband. Hey, I'm not saying shit.
Yeah. Yep. No loyalty in that business, especially, this guy seems to lack the talent to make it on his own. See, someone like Candace Owens will be okay.
Yes.
She'll be fine, right? This guy needs that Daily Wire money. I can't imagine he has the chops to just go totally independent, which is part of why he probably feels like he can't step too far out of line. But yeah, it's just kind of hilarious to see what's going on over there. It is the plot of a sitcom, right? You have this right-wing podcast network that caters largely to like Christian fundamentalist types, but they're founded and run by Jews. And so when a Christian steps out of line on Israel, they have to fire her. And then they have to walk this line. That other guy, Andrew Clavin, we did a segment on him. He did this thing. This is where the whole Christ is King thing. All right, because he was Jewish and then he was baptized, so he's a Christian. So he's like, oh, the Christians welcomed me into their club, except the Christ is King Christians. That's a little too much. You're laying on a little thick there with the Christ is King. So now they have to thread this needle because it's a right-wing network that caters largely to a Christian right audience. But they're run by Jews, and they just booted the Christian out for having empathy with people who are being genocided.
By the way, that is Michael Knowles. He's a cigar salesman. If you want to find a salesman to sell something that sells itself, he's your man. That's him. That's him also being cheeky. Cigar salesman. He has 1 billion followers. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He has twice as many followers. So I like Satasha Cattergator says, nah, it's just that Michael isn't a drama. So here's the different. Some people supported him, if you can believe it. It's just that Michael isn't a drama queen, hell-bent on destroying good and real relationships, keeping in mind Dante's vision of the worst circle of hell being reserved for those who betray their friends. So he did the truly courageous thing and defended all his friends, knowing people like you might bring the E-mob over to attack him over it with the worst possible interpretation of Michael's words.
He's friends with people who support genocide. He's friends with people who don't support genocide. And it'd be unfair to one to come down too hard.
Chernovich also, he said he handled it exactly as he should. Not everyone wants to be a gossip in a gossip and drama cycle. Shit doesn't always work out. Not the end of the world. Candace will be more than okay. That is true. Candace will be more than okay.
She will, but this is not really drama. Like, you can't really call this drama.
Yeah, this is
drama would be a contract dispute or something like that.
Yeah.
This is a pretty core disagreement over one of the worst obscenities of our time. You can't really say that's drama. That is ideological. That does reflect your values as a person. And all the people over at the Daily Wire screamed about facts don't care about your feelings. Right.
And they're about, like, you're not supposed to cancel people because they disagree with you. You have to grow up and you have to hear things that you don't like and all. And they're like, no. You can't have sympathy for babies that are being bombed by Israel because that's it. Yep. And then you're out. So all the things they claim, I'm gonna show you in our next segment. Barry Weiss is the perfect example of this. But here, this guy says Michael Knowles is a disgrace to Catholics. Maybe he can repent for his cowardice. Christ is king. We are subservient to him, not Jews. That's what this guy says. And so he has a quote from Fulton J. Sheen. I don't know who that is, but the quote is, "The refusal to take sides on great moral issues is itself a decision. It is a silent acquiescence to evil. The tragedy of our time is that those who still believe in honesty lack fire and conviction, while those who believe in dishonesty are full of passionate conviction." That's a pretty good quote. What do you think about that quote, Keaton?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of time before something like this happened. Did they really think? I mean, this has been kind of a thing that's been going on, not just in the right, but everywhere. You see in mainstream media. Mark Lamont Hill was run out of a job at CNN for saying "Free Palestine" a while ago. Like, do you really think black people are going to side with Israel over the Palestinians? Do you really expect black people, even black right wingers, like at the end of the day, people are people. You really think black people are going to side with the Israelis? You really think the Israelis are who they're going to side with in a situation like this? Like, of course this was going to happen. And rather than just like be accepting of that and cast a big tent and actually practice what you preach in terms of like your opposition to cancel culture, no, instead they forced her out.
Here's one more tweet I wanted to share. The Indian Jesus says, it's not tea spilling. It's effing political news that you have a personal information about on your political news show. What the F is going on? So many of the people I thought had principles seem to be just like the leftists who are at least open about their lack thereof. Who needs friends like this? I would agree. And finally, Jesus has come around. Of course, we're talking about the Indian Jesus. And we all know that Jesus was white, so I think this guy is using a fake name. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but he is nailing the truth, so I don't know anymore. Hey, come see us do a live stand-up show. We're going to be in Stockholm, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, London, Oslo, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver,
Jeez.
British Columbia, and Denver, Colorado. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.